Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope that covers everyone across this great world of art. I really got to come up with a proper opening. Jeez Louise, like everything sounds hackneyed. Hey everyone, we're back to Satisfactory 1.1 now, and we're continuing on with our build as I quickly and slowly get my stuff organized in all my things. Yes, we are continuing with our factory. We're currently looking down at what we got accomplished last week. Of course, most of this stuff is being built by blueprints because blueprints are the best. I love the blueprint. I love the blueprints. So yeah, what is the plan today? The plan today is to carry on from where we left off. So if we have a look at our little production chart here, there we go. Of course, I don't know why I'm set that up. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We are slowly working our way. Which line am I on here? Yeah, adaptive control units. We're slowly working our way to try and get the adaptive control units done. That's what we're focusing on now. And we are going to, of course, get the modular engines. And we are building on the high cliffs of the Western Forest. So what we are working on and we're getting in. So let's have a look and see what we got accomplished last week. Of course, make sure I flip the damn switch here. And let's... Why is that scaling out weird? It's all very weird. Okay, sorry, just messing with some of the stream settings there. All right, so let's have a look quick. What's what we got going on down here. Let's come out of the good old photo mode. So these two buildings are currently empty. They're for the next stage, basically. I just didn't want to kind of shove these guys right at the front. So this should be my adaptive control unit factory. So if we have a look in here, you can see, yes, adaptive control units. So we still need to get our heavy modular frames up and running, and we need to get our automated wire up and running. So we got our circuit boards and our computers last week. So certainly goal is I want to get these guys starting to feed through. Only need 100 of them, but that was the ones I ended up with. I think mostly because of the copper that is involved in it. So what are we looking at here? So to get the heavy modular frames, we do in fact have a factory for that ready to rock and roll. So that's kind of the first thing I'm going to get. Of course, that's going to require its own little bits and bobs and whatnot, which means we're going to need to tap into the iron nodes that are down here. But we got lots of them. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is that all there is now? Let's have a look at the old map here. I thought there were more that we used to have. No, it looks like we are down to 4. There used to be 2 over here, so it used to be 6 of them. But yeah, they have nerfed it a little bit, as well as doing us dirty, man. They did us dirty by taking away both of these quartz nodes. They could have left one. Hell, even knock it from a pure down to a normal, but quartz has become just a huge pain in the ass to acquire now. But that's neither here nor there. So that is, of course, where we're going to be getting our iron. So let's stop yammering and let's start getting building. So the other thing that we're also going to need is these automated wires. So automated wires, if I'm looking at my old sheet here, is going to need wire, cable, stators. So that's going to need to be made up because I'm using quick wire stators. Yeah, lots and lots of stuff. Looks like it's only the 2 things, but yeah, gonna need to build an awful lot of cable to get in there. So let's start getting that going. All right, so this is gonna require looks like by the numbers to make the necessary cable, which is 200 cable per minute, or which means I'm gonna need 400 wire per minute. Look, elevators. So that means we're gonna have to get some buildings and stuff put in here. So let's have a look here in the blueprints to see if I can squeeze in the necessary wires. So I brought in some blueprints that I had from previous games again. You know, again, why reinvent the wheel? One of the problems with these guys, though, is that they are using Mark V belts, which require iron. So, I mean, this is nice. I have this beautiful 16-pod constructor factory that I can't use just because I do not have access to aluminum yet, or aluminium. I don't know how the rest of the world gets away with pronouncing that word, aluminium. It just sounds weird. It's aluminum, man. Welcome to North America, dude. No, it is aluminum in Canada as well. I don't know why I went surfer mode, but hey, let's go with that. All right, so let's have another look at the blueprint. The ones I do have working, though, I have this 4x1 elevated, which is just kind of a cute little guy that I can stack up. What else have I got? I've also got this little 4-pod here, which I might be able to get away with. I might have to do a little bit of kind of reworking in the old factory here to get that one to work. Otherwise, I believe, yeah, 4x1. I got 2 of the same here. That both of these are elevated. One's an update, one's an older one. Yeah, so all of these here are going to require aluminum, which sucks because they're, you know, very condensed. What I could do is take this guy here, but there's no sense in making it actually into its own, making it into its own, like a higher level blueprint. So if we just kind of park this one right here for a quick sec, we can see that we got everything flowing through this direction here. So I can get 4. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get 8 or 12 of them across. Let's see what we do if we push this right to the wall here. Can we go one more? No, that's crashing into the wall. So if I put one there, make sure it's centered here. Boop. And there we go. So that's 4. I can fit one more grouping in. So let's flip it to blueprint, get the direction right, turn it over to auto connect, and let's see if we can't get the auto connect to do our job for us. I'm going to go stand up on the balcony here. All right, so auto connect. I did some playing around with it, and let's see if I can't get it to grab on. No, it doesn't look like it wants to. Yeah, see, most of my blueprints aren't really designed for auto connect, unfortunately. So, yeah, we're just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. So I can get 8 of them down there. That's way too spread out. You know what? I think instead of doing this, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to head back to the blueprinter here. And let's just quickly set up a new higher stacking of constructors. I think I actually meant to do that off camera during the week, but never got around to it. So we're going to have to do it together. But that's all right. We'll take a quick run up the old Hypertube network here. Of course, we can get super good travel and super speed travel now. So away we go. Couple more accelerators. Okay, I'm going to hit the brakes just a little bit here coming up to the next intersection here because I want to make sure I have time to see what direction I'm traveling. Yep, there we go. That's the only problem with the new junctions is that, you know, you get going fast enough, you don't have enough time to flip the switch over to get into the correct direction. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of a constructor pod. You can see here I've kind of got this one already set up as an elevated. I was playing around with it. I'm going to clear this one out. And I'm just going to start with a fresh one. Now we do have the 5x5 here, so we're going to compress it in as much as possible. We can also go a little bit of elevation here. But all my buildings are based on a single level, so I think I'm going to keep it as that. But we can certainly squeeze a few of these constructors in. Alright, so we're going to try and get these guys coming in, like, right there. Make sure we have enough room behind here. So that is center, that's center. I don't want to really have a lot of extra space in it. But I do want to have a decent amount of space. So yeah, that'll work. And I don't want anything poking out through a wall. Okay, so we can go one there.
The factory must grow.
2, thank you, Ada. 3, 4, and I should be able to get a 5th one. No, but if I move all of the others over a little bit, I should be able to get the 5th one. Okay, well, see, that's what the blueprinter's for. So we're trying things out, seeing what you can do, seeing how you can make it all work. So I'm going to bip that one out of there. Grab another constructor, and in fact, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start on the center line this time. So we'll put that one there. And that one will snap there. That one will snap there. Of course, that's not going to leave me enough room on either edge here, but if I can get 5 in there. How many we got? That is only 4. Why do you not fit? Why you no fit? Why you no fit, mister? You fit. You fit. You fit. That's still only 4. How many lines have I got? 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Something weird going on here. Okay, this 5 count is messing my hand. I've been working with the 4x4 for so long, I can't seem to add out the 5x5. Okay, so you actually should be right here. Yeah, that's it. Instead of counting the lines, I should be counting the spaces. So you go there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we go. That's the 5. Okay, that's good. That's better. All right, we'll get another matching on the other side here. So we'll bring him in. We'll kind of park him up, see where we want that front edge to be. So we're going to come back by 1. And we'll pop in these guys. All right, there we go. Okay, so we got 10 machines ready to start working, and what I'll do is I'll just use crystals because I got lots of those, so I'm not going to worry about the because I need 13.3 to get this to work. Now, can I fudge it out? No, I can't fudge it out with a nudge, so we're going to go power line there. Then we'll go power line. You're on the line, right? Yeah. Power line. Power line. This is why I do blueprints. Because can you imagine doing this for every new build? It gets old really quick. Okay, bring power line to the back here, and we'll go down the other side like that. This actually should be over by 1 and over by 1, and there we go. Okay, so let's get these guys all connected up to their machines. Oh, you know what I should do? Actually, you know what? I'm going to try something here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of everything but 1. I'll leave the power poles, because the power poles aren't doing anybody any harm here. Because one of the new things they have is that if you set up your machine like so, then you middle click to copy it, and then you paste that copy in, it copies the settings. Yay! It's actually faster for me to do this than it is for me to go in the machines one by one, or even hit Control-C, Control-V, which is nice. So, yeah, definitely a lot of quality of life improvements in the last update, which is good on you, boys. Good on you. All right, so let's get the rest of these guys in here. So see how much faster it goes when you're not yammering about it. Okay, let's get some power lines connected up. So you're going to connect to that one. You're going into that boy. You're going into that one. And like so. And like so. Connect up on the back side here. And yeah, I didn't miss them. There we go. Okay, so they are all powered now. Now we just need to get in our belts. So, kind of what I want to do, or like to do here, is kind of pick a direction of in and out. So I'm thinking we'll have everything come in on this side. So that means I'm going to need to grab me splitter. And we'll line this guy up with there. And we'll go H, and then 1, 2, 3. That'll give enough for a good belt line. We could compress the belt a little bit, which is what I think I'm going to do. And then I'll stack these 3. Run down to the other end here. Get you all lined up. And 1, 2. Make sure you're on the same center line. You are indeed on the same center line. And we'll pop those 3 up. Grab and get rid of those guys. We'll get our most fastest belt, which is only a Mark IV, but it should be fine. It'll be fine, really. And good, we can snap to the machines here. There we go, there we go. And then we can come in with our lifts. And I think if I go like that, how does that look? Does that look too compressed? What if I go the other way? What if I go from the splitter down to the machine? No, that's going through the machine. So yeah, we're gonna do this. Yeah, to give a nice clean, it should be 3 nudges. The splitter should be 3 nudges away from the machine. But you do get a little bit of, otherwise you get this kind of overlap here. But you know what? That doesn't look too bad. At least it, you know, they kind of made things line up nicely. So this kind of edge here runs right along into that edge there, which gives a pretty clean result. Nothing says we need the accordion, whatever that is, shroud there. Yeah, it does kind of, it works. You know, as long as it doesn't look horrible, I'm okay with it. Okay, so this is going to come this direction, so we're going to do the same thing on this side here. So we're going to go 1, 2, be on that center line, perfect, 1, 2, and make sure I get that one pointing in the right direction. Look at the orange arrow, and again, we're going to come forward a little bit and double check. Nope, see, that's not right. It needs to be on that line. 1, 2, and 3. We can now remove these guys here. Grab our Mark III belt, connect her up, and 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then we just need to put these guys back up. And start at the far one there so it doesn't interfere with my aim. Okay, so that's all the inputs. That's the power. Ironically, I probably didn't want this to say wire. I did probably want to keep it generic, so... Hey, let's, damn it. Well, shoot. Yeah, it's fine. It's not generic, but it's fine. Okay, merger time. So we're gonna need a merger, and yeah, not a priority merger. We just want a regular, everyday, ordinary merger. So 1, 2, and 3. Yep, it is 3 to get it up to the correct height for a lift. And then we get these 2 here. We take advantage of the floaties. And then we Run our belt in. Grab our merger. Get a snap. Get a snap. Get a snap. And they should fit. A little bit nice and clean. Alright. 2 and down on the end. What's your beef, man? Okay, nothing. That was weird. You all saw that, right? It turning red. And I don't need a big red panda. Okay, so there we go. That is a 10 pod. And if I did want to turn this into like a 20 pod, really all I have to do is stack up. And that's actually kind of... Huh. You know what I'm thinking here? Yeah, I'm thinking about things. Is turning this into an 8 pod. Because one of the things that we have now is we have available to us. Yeah, see, that's not going to reach out. But if I just kind of drop one in generically here for a quick moment. So one of the things that we can do now is we can take things like our mergers and we can actually snap them on our lifts. How does that help me? Not at all, but you know what? Actually, yeah, if I ever do come to stack these things, that would help. Do I want to do a 4 pod? Well, here's the thing, is I can literally just save this out. I'm going to save this out first. Let me just kind of have a quick look at what I'm using for my naming. So this is a 4x1, meaning it takes up that amount of space. 4 times. So we're going to call this... yeah, what is its footprint? It is a full 5x5, isn't it? Yeah, that's no, well... It's a 5x4, really. No, it's when I take into consideration the splitters. No, it is a 5x5. Alright, so we're going to call this then 5 by 5. We'll go dash 10 constructors. I'll call this one wire, just because I accidentally put everything in wire. 10 wire constructors in 5 by 5 grid. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, set our directory here. So again, we got to go into our construction lines, and we have a constructor line here. So we'll add it to there. And then we can go back. Now that's set up. Let's grab our constructor machine. That's a constructor there. Select our icon. And let's do this as a different color. Maybe something a little bit more towards the orange. Like that. Just so I can separate it and know which one is which. So there you go. You can see that that's my 5x10. Alright, I'm going to do an 8. To do an 8, it's really tough. Just take the guys off the end here. That's all I need to do for these. Just get rid of all this stuff here. And that'll leave me exactly like it would be on the 10x10. There we go. Just like that. I'm going to take one machine. Actually, what I just need is a generic machine. So I'm just going to drop this guy in. Make sure he's empty. Nope, don't. Darn it. Got caught by that again. I actually have to go into the build menu to get a clean machine. Alright, I want to grab a clean one here. Yeah, so that's clean. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go Control-C. And ironic. I know, this is incredibly ironic, but I guess when you're doing blueprint... New habits have got to form. It's as simple as that. You know, you got certain ways of doing things. I've been playing this game Oh, for a while. Like I said, I think I came in on update 1.1. I've been playing the game longer than there have been vertical lifts. Let's put it that way. Those were an exciting addition. Oh, back in the old days, it was horrible. If you wanted to go up to the next floor, you literally had to do... let's see if I can even do it anymore. One of those. One of those. Then you had to take another one of these, and then you'd stack these guys up. You put some more beside it, like this. Then you take your belts. You'd go around the corner. Yep, see, that's too tight of a corner. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done one of these, and there's a reason. Like, can you imagine? And there was no blueprints back in those days, so if you wanted to go up... There we go, so we go default there. And then I gotta fix these guys. I don't know sure why I'm spending this time giving you the history lesson here. I want you to feel sorry for us, old-timers. That's why. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. The reason you have to go across is because you can't drop down. You got to go across like that. And then when you don't want to jump down, you got to jump down like this. And then you'd have to try and go around the corner again. And then you'd have to jump down like this. And then you can finally get down to the floor. But that is how we... Oh, that one he went to the wrong... So that went to there, that goes to there. This one wraps around to here. And then that one goes down to there. That's how we used to try and have to get up distances. Yeah. Glad they brought in the lifts. And that's pretty much the experience of the game. They see a need, they get something in. Fully functional game beforehand, but it was really difficult. And then we got things like tractors and trucks and then trains and all the good stuff. Hell, trains used to have no collision. That was a lot of scrambling once they did that update that we'd have to go through and completely revamp and resignal all our tracks. There were so many collisions after that update. It was fun. Okay, so that should be now a 5x4 8 constructor. So I'm going to save this out. So this is now a 5x4 8 constructor. And well, I do need to do an edit on the other description. 8 constructors in a 4x5 grid. Let's save this out into our construction line right there. Yep, I'll have to do a quick edit on that after I save this one. And save blueprint. Okay, so let's do a quick edit because I can't type. So we'll go edit. And you should be on a 5x5. There we go. Can't change the name, but I can change the description. Perfect. Apply changes. And pose. Alright, so that's got all these guys set up. I'm just going to clear out the blueprint designer here. Tidy up behind myself. And recover my stuff. Alright, let's head back. And let's get this sucker built. So these guys here should... Oh, I keep forgetting you. I so almost just want to fly through. There is a path through, but it's a very hard to see path. And I don't feel like messing with it. Okay, off we go. Again, I'm just going to kind of tap the brakes a little bit here and switch tracks. There we go. Quickly hit E to switch your track. You kind of have to see where the little blue ring is disappearing off to. I am going to have to go through this entire line and fix... Well, what I want to do is I just want to get, instead of having to go ducking underneath like this, I'm going to just build little kind of elevator or elevated poles using beams. We got some new beam stuff that just make it nicer that we can just, you know, go over top of the train. All right, so I've got the constructors. Now I do have the 10 pods, so in my wire, so I've got all my copper ore already being smelted there, so that's all the ore I'm going to need is coming out of that building here. Let's just do a little bit of zip over and land on the roof here. And again, yeah, this is blueprint here allows me to just snap the next floor on, as you saw last week, so I can just snap a new floor on. Because I still have a fully unclaimed copper node right in behind those trees right there. You can see it right there. In fact, you know what? Let's just clear out the forest. I keep exploding it too early. Let it land. There we go. See, there it is. All right. So we're going to put our wire constructors down there. How many cable ones did I need? I needed 6.6, so I'll need a 10 and a 6. So I'm going to put a 10 pod right in there. See if I can't get you to snap, and unfortunately it's because of the building I'm on. What direction are you flying? Okay, well, I guess we'll just come down to the ground floor here. Thanks. All right, got to flip you around. So you're going to go that away. And then, like I say, I should have an empty building here somewhere. Yes, I do. So we have this guy here. You are a 4x4 empty building. Do I not have a 5x5? I thought I had a 5x5. Building. Do I not have a 5x5? Oh, this is going to be awkward. No, I don't have a 5x5. Interesting. I thought I'd made one. Oh, there it is. Empty building 5x5. Yeah, I do have one. I thought I did. I was getting confused by my own shenanigans. Is that what I meant to say? I don't know. It's a Saturday morning for me. I haven't had my full cup of coffee yet. That's the way it's going to be. I'm going to come off as a little bit discombobulated. All right. Can we... You know what? Let's just get you facing the right way. Where's the main gate? The main gate is right there. Because here's the thing. Unlike previous times when you could only nudge it by 4, we have infinite nudge, 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 nudge. I could literally put this stupid building on the other side of the world and still nudge it into place. It literally has no limits, which is lovely because that has always been one of my biggest complaints. Sorry, I changed my orientation, so of course the arrow keys changed their orientation. So we'll get that back into place. Let's have a look at the wall. Oh no, it's floating by 1. Aha, but we can nudge it down! Yes, I love it. This has probably been one of my favorite updates, to be honest. Because it took care of all the nitpicks. Oh no, you're facing in the wrong direction. I'm gonna have to actually unhold it and rotate it. Yeah, honestly, it took care of an awful lot of some of the most annoying, most irritating, kind of things that it had in back in the day. Like the fact is that we now have infinite nudge. Some of the new belt shapes and stuff in it, like 1.0 was great, but how much fundamentally changed? They added some new tiers. Developed more of the story. Not really, functionality. Just the top of my head, because it's overshadowed, obviously, by this. I'm gonna say that some of the most improvements have happened in this particular update. All right, does this building giving me issues? Yeah, it is giving me issues. It's going to be faster for me to tear that wall down. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this wall down. So we're going to get rid of all of this stuff here. Not rid of the wire. There we go. Actually, I shouldn't tear that out. I need that pillar still to be there. You stay there, Mr. Pillar. And let's get some zoopies. And we'll run up the wall here. Again, I do want to keep you, Mr. Wire. There we go. And we'll just push you out to the edge. Let's get some zoopies. Like that. Oop. What happened? Oh, my game froze a little bit. Ooh. Oh no! The game crashed. You bastard. Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to relaunch. Well, that's annoying. Never happened to me before. Okay, it has happened before, but man, still annoying. Okay, well, yeah, that's fine. Come on, come on, come on. Let's get reloaded. Okay, so we are going to get the mod warning. Because there used to be mods and they aren't anymore because I don't need them. They have literally replaced the one mod I was working with the wall hole. And see, again, they brought the wall hole. You know how long I've been waiting for the wall hole? That's why I mean this has been one of the best updates. All right, we're back. And, okay, doesn't look like it's too horrible here. I just have to reinstate the building. So we'll go back in the building. In fact, you know what I'm going to do here? Let's go back to here. Where was it? It was right here. I'm going to edit this guy. Give it a proper icon. What am I going to use? I guess I'll just use that. Yeah, I mean, I should be using the same as that. Yeah, you know what? I should be using the same as that one. So let's go get a wall, not Q, a W-A. LL, Mr. Orange wall there. That way they look the same, so it's much more recognizable. Okay. Oops. Apply changes. And let's get our blueprint in here. So that's facing the wrong way, so we'll do a rotation. Just have to redo everything I just did. Now, which wall is actually going to be easier to replace? And I'm thinking maybe this one? Then the front one? No, the front one has that big-ass cutout because the door is there. And then I've got, you know, the merger kind of hanging out. So, yeah, we'll have to fix this one. If I come over by one, yeah, see, that's really sticking out. Oh, this is the one problem about using the 10 by 10. But it is what it is. Okay, let's see if we can get past this time without the whole damn thing come crumbling down on me. So we'll get the windows out first. Like that. Guess we can take that out. You're a little bit... don't need to be. Can we get the gate? There we go. That's the noise that I kept hearing. I was going, what is that clunk, clunk, clunk noise? It's the gate. That's what it was all along. All right, hold down the control key.
A good effort, I suppose.
Okay, she's getting more sarcastic, it seems. Like, come on, lady. Don't be mean. Good lord. All right, that'll patch up there. Okay, let's get the right window in here. So I think we're going to go with the boopity How are you fitting? Yeah, I'll cover you up with some beams, I'm thinking. I'm going to do a regular wall there just because. And then we'll come back down. Like that. And let's grab one of these. And I should be able to maintain a little bit of the design. Like that. Just so it's not quite so plain and ugly. And then let's have a look at what are some of our new beams here. Anything that might work better? Oh, yeah, this guy. Let's see what this does. So if we go like that, ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that beam. Okay, cool. All right, let's do the same thing on this side. Remove the wall, remove the window that I missed. Let's grab a new window. It needs to go up, not to the top. Grab a wall segment. Suppose I should have zoop turned on. There we go. Grab Mr. Rounded Beam. What a lovely little... There we go. Nice. I like that. I like that beam a lot. Yes, I do. I'm gonna get these guys out of here. And can I push you guys to the back still? Or are you now interfering with that? So if I come back one, so I can have still a little bit of detailing. I got the wire hanging out there, though. I'm not a big... You know what? I can make that work. Yeah, I can make that work. Where's my doors? Let's find the doors. There's a door. And... Ooh, no, because that is really super wide. Let's grab a automated gate and we'll just pop that in there. I mean, the animation's going to take a second to load in. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so what am I going to do with these wires here? Well, that's easy. We're just going to grab one of those, because that should snap, and if I control nudge it. There we go. Page up, page down. Yeah, there we go. So I can put that one there. And likewise, again, holding down my control key. Hit H, and I should be able to nudge you with the page up, page down, just like that. Perfect. All right. Ah! Let's go up to the top floor here, because I'm going to have to patch some holes up here. And I got one little bit too much here, so what am I going to do here? What do I want to do here? What do I want to do here? I don't know what I want to do here. Can I just beam you across? Yeah, I'll just beam you across. That'll be just okay. Beam and you. Can I get you to... Come on. Get in there. Come on. There we go. Beamity beamity beamity. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's got the wire in. And they're all set up. Of course, they have no power yet, so we'll just have to get some power into the building. Looks like I got a power tap coming through the wall right here. So we'll go back. Oh. We'll go and grab wire, and there you go. And then we need to connect you. Don't need to use a light standard here. We'll just use the... I mean, there's nothing saying I can't use a light standard. Why wouldn't I use a light standard? Let's use a light standard. And we'll there we go. Are you centered? Yes, you are. And just boop you back a little bit. There we go. All right, gonna need to get rid of this particular bit of wiring. So I can run you to there, and then run you to there. And then we can just take you from here. How does that look? Does that look awful? Or does it look better going from this one? Honestly, even with the clipping, I think that looks a little cleaner. Sure, we'll go with that. You guys all powered up now? Yes, yes you are. Okay, so I just need to now bring stuff up. If I can get to that back section, which it looks like the only way I'm going to be able to do that is through here. Yeah, see, this is... Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. How am I going to cover that up? What am I going to use to cover that up? Because I really hate that. I guess we'll just do something like that. Move you in by one. Or maybe move you out by one. And then we'll pull these guys out and shift you guys to the back. Come over a little bit. There you go. And up we go. Alright, now I don't have to look at it. I'll have to do the same thing, no doubt, on the other side. Actually, the other side, I left enough... No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You know what? That door is not doing me any good anymore. So... Can I just move you back a little bit like that? Just for something a little bit different. So again, hold the control. We'll come out a little bit. Guess left control is the magic one. And I'm going to go to Zoop there, and we'll just run you up to something like that. Pop you out, because then I could put my door right here. Hey! That actually kind of works. Okay. So that will be the wire being fed in once I get a line in. So I'm thinking, I'm going to do it on the outside of the building. Yeah, that should be okay. So let's grab a wall hole. That should, okay, these don't quite, yeah, they don't do the hold thing. So there still needs to be some adjustment. I got a light bulb flickering in my office. Elevator music. Alright, that should be correct. Are you guys at the right height? I don't think you are. Of course you're not. You need to be up here. Okay, then we can grab our belt. And same with you. Are you at the right height? No, you are not. So we need to come up by one. There we go. And can we get in there? Please and thank yous. Yes, we get in there. Alright, so then we just need to drop down. Where do I need to drop down? Let's just put a quick temporary one of these in. Likewise on this side, I'm just going to put a temporary one in there. All it is so I get an idea of where I want to put my floor hole. So then we can grab our floor hole. And hey-oh to you too, John. Good to see you this morning. Hopefully you're having a great morning. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we got those guys in. And let's get that connected up. So yeah, while I've got John, one of my gaming buddies, and Jesus, I've known the man for how long now? I don't even want to think about it. I've got my new PC on order. I've got a new PC on order. Yes, this is the, hopefully, last time the game does weird things to me. With weird loading times, weird crashings. Got myself a new PC on order, which has got a nice old 4060 video card, 32 gig RAM, 2 terabyte SSD, 8 gig of video memory. Green with envy, aren't ya? I like these round guys here. Oop, that one missed. Let's go back to that side, and I just want to cover over that little Z fighting line there. There we go. Those are cool. I do like these little round guys. Maybe I'll extend it all the way down. It just makes a nice little kind of cleanup point. All the way to there. Awesome. Awesome with the possums and looking good. Alright, so that is going to be the wire. Taking the wire out is just going to be popping a hole in the wall right through here, which is fine. Let's go get those ingots loaded up now. So we'll pop over down into the base mount, which reminds me I need to enter the code to fix the Lumen settings. Again, you can find this code, which you put into down here. You'll find this code in the description of the video. And what that does is just makes, you immediately saw it there, it just makes the Lumen work a lot nicer. Yeah, see, there you go. I can actually get some light going on down here now. Alright, so there's all the ingots. There's that. So this actually will be ridiculously easy to set up, because all I need to do is grab a splitter. And of course it's not going to snap all nice the way I want it, so I'm going to have to put it into temporary. Just a temporary. Lift there, temporary lift there. Just so that my splitter has something to snap to. You actually, it doesn't really quite matter as much. Do ya? And there's a line there. You know what? I'm just going to snap to that line. Because for here, what I'm going to do is just go like this. Grab my belt. Make sure we're in... Oh, we could use curve mode. Nah. That doesn't look right. We'll use straight mode. And I can leave you there. And we'll just go like that. And up goes. And now we're producing wire. Am I making my... Yeah, so my copper sheets are being produced somewhere, because I am getting circuit boards. I am getting circuit boards. Yeah, of course I'm getting circuit boards, because I'm making computers, and I'm already loading circuit boards in. So all of my copper sheet is being loaded up somewhere in this building. There we are. So copper ingot. Yeah, the copper sheets are being produced inside there. Okay. Alright. So that's got the wire. I'm going to have to go throw a few slugs in, because I need 13.3... Not slugs. Power shards. And we'll get rid of those ingots. I do have a slug. Where are my power crystals? Oh, I am actually getting low on those on me. So, I need one of these guys to be at 133%. What is the maximum I can get you to? I can get you a maximum, so that would be the equivalent of 11.5. So I'm going to need at least 6 more crystals. Why is there a beam going right through? That probably shouldn't be like that. Old beams. We can get rid of those guys. Okay. Actually, we're going to take one of these back, so that makes it 11. Let's take a quick journey. I do have many more power crystals. I just don't have them shipping up into... What are you waiting for? Why are you waiting around that long? Do I need to put another block signal in? No, there's one right there. Why were you waiting that long? Why were you waiting? Why are you here? Were you supposed to be there? Did I mean to have you there? I suppose I did. Okay, well, you know what? I'll put you back. Anyway, squirrel. Hey, here comes the train from the lower section. My steel train pulling in. That's the part I really like. I like it when I get all my trains going. They're all doing their moving and grooving. I'm going to crank up the microphone volume just a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to do a quick mic test and do a listen in, so there might be a moment. Okay, that's back. Yep. Okay. Hey, look, a place where I haven't got my wall holes replaced. So these are just some areas. Every once in a while, as I'm going along, I'm going to kind of find where the old mod wall holes used to be, and I will have to kind of go back in and replace them. There we go. Okay. Why did I come over here? Oh yeah, I'm looking for my power. Looking for power crystals. Stairs. There's the stairs. So we need to go. Oh, you know what? Before I do... Where do I put that in? Where the heck is my repository for my power crystals? Okay, is it you? No, you're all alien. Ooh, got lots of that stuff. None of that. Okay, so where am I doing my power crystals? Power crystals, where are you? Where are you? I'd like to see you. Why can't I see you? Where'd they go? Oh, look at that. I got 100. Oh, my. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have a problem with power crystals ever again. Okay, so this is where the slugs go. Let's put a sign on here. So let's get into our organization. Let's grab a display sign. Look at that lovely arrow. Such a lovely arrow. Let's get our colors. So again, I like the white with the dark letter. No, that's going in the wrong direction. I want that. And dark letter. Is that what I want? Yeah, see, there you go. Do I have a Sluggo? Mr. Slug. I guess we'll use Mr. Purple Slug. And let's change the layout here. There we go. And deposit slugs here. There we go. Actually, you know what? Apparently it might be worthwhile to run these over to an inventory container, but blue. Yeah, so lots of power crystals. Lots of them. And you can tell who gets the most. I mean, there's still 5 slugs in there, so you know what? Let's just take all of those. Throw one of these guys back. Oh, that was funny. Didn't mean to speed up the machine. I just meant to put you there, because I only need to carry the 1 stack. I actually got 5 purple slugs kind of hanging out in the inventory. Oh, hey, look at that. Another place to put in a wall hole. Boom, there we go. Alright, so that's giving me the power slugs I'm going to need, so we can run right back. You know, I used to be resentful about having to do these kind of drinks back, but ever since I kind of put in this new... And flip the line, there we go, and off we go. Yeah, ever since we kind of got these hypertubes working the way they should be working now, with the little, having nice little boosters in line and not things going all freaky. I do prefer this to the hypertube cannon. The hypertube cannon, I can't tell you how many times I've overshot my target by a lot. You forget to put a parachute on, or you've got you've got your hover pack on, and all of a sudden there's no electricity for you to grab onto, and yeah, okay. Little thing to finish up here. You know what? Because I have that extra pillar in there, I think what I'm going to do here is take those angle bits out and just have straight windows like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So I'm up to 11. So what I can do here is I'm actually just going to go Control-C, Control-V, because that'll put those 2 crystals in there. So that's 12... 13, and then I'll give you... Actually, what I'll do is go down to you. Because of the overflow method I'm using, I want to make sure these guys here get filled first. But what I'll do here is I'll set you to 133%. Actually, I'll set you to 135%, so it gives me just a little tiny bit of extra. So that's now 13.5 machines worth of production out of these 10 machines. Excellent. Okay. Let's grab another one of these. So we'll just use the blueprint dismantle. Grab an empty building here. This one will be a lot less kind of a pain in the mud neck. Where's my front door on this one? It is 1, 2. It's that way. Again, hit the old H key. Because I only need the 4 constructors. So the 8 pod will do fine. I almost need a 6 pod, to be honest. Okay, let's get you centered up reasonably well. There's one little tiny bit of overlap. And where do I want it? Do I want to go back to there? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Don't even remember where all the wires going. Do I have space for the adaptive... Oh, you know what? I might have to shift you. Because you're... Where are you going? You're going into the automated wiring, which is 4 assemblers, so that's going to take an entire pad. Oh, I have steel pipes somewhere coming up. Space is getting a little bit more premiumed. Now, all of this wire is in fact, yeah, none of this wire is going anywhere else. It's all going into the cables. I'm thinking, what would it take? Because I'm kind of getting a little bit out of space here, so I'm thinking, hear me out. I'm thinking of taking the ceiling off of here. Like this. Of course, there's no undo, so once I do this, it is in fact done. But that's okay, because I've already made the decision that this is exactly what I'm going to do. And instead of having the fancy roof line here, I'm just going to go grab all of this stuff out of my way. No, I'm going to leave the kind of beam-ish looking thing here. Let's get rid of that and not fall. Grab that. Grab these guys. Get all of this schmutz out of the way. Like so. Sorry, just checking something here. There we go. I guess we can get rid of these partial walls. Like that. Okay. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. I need a bit of a beam here to carry the lights. So we'll come out to here. And then we're just going to move this roof up. I guess I need to get rid of that. Yeah, this is kind of a heavy modification to the old factory floor here. But that is okay. So that's going to come across like that. Oh, my fancy beams. My fancy beam boys. I don't get to, I'm not going to be using those fancy beam boys there. Oh well. Can I get you to drop down by one? Yeah, sure. And then come on. There you go. And then that can go across. That can go across. Let's get rid of this. Put a little bit of a beam block right there. Just so I'm suspending the lights, so they're not just kind of floating in midair. There we go. We close that off. Okay, after all of that, now we can grab a floor. And we'll close this all off here. Like that. And I went a little bit too far, but that's okay. Fill all of this in like so. And then we can get rid of that. Yes, that's a good place for you to hang out, not in my factory. Okay, that means I am going to need to put an elevator in. Where do I want to put that elevator? Kind of not a lot of places to put it. So I'll put it here. And to get rid of that, let's grab our elevator. Love the elevator. Transport. Oh, I guess I can get rid of that. We're going to have the door open up there. Ow. And come up to there. Yeah. That'll work. So now I can grab the blueprint of this empty 5x5 building. I'm going to get back up onto the ceiling here. Again, love the infinite nudge, because that's just going to make it, I can just, as long as I get it to park there. Yeah, because, oops, nope, it is facing the wrong direction. There we go. And then we'll just nudge it into place, like so. Hit the wrong button again. Yeah. Yeah, so then I can get, whoops, rid of this wall. No, I'm going to keep the doors there. I'm going to put balconies in. Let's put a balcony in. Can I do it from here? What's the most convenient? I guess the most convenient would be standing on top of the elevator shaft. So let's put in a balcony here. And again, we're going to probably have to do... Do I have to nudge that? Where are you lining up? Let's give it a half nudge. No, I guess we'll just do a full nudge. It's the beam. Mr. Beam is giving me my difficulties. And we'll just do a little nudgy there. And we'll grab just a straight railing. And that can go there. And that can go there. Alright. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's make sure this sucker's got power. Probably would be nice to have a door here somewhere. Can I get through? No, see, there's just nowhere to squeeze through. Why do I feel like I put two walls up? No, I didn't. Okay, never mind. Means I'm going to have to run all the way around. To here. Because I need to get power to. Oh, look at that. Right there. And there we go. Okay, so that's got power. I really am horrible for naming things, but there we go. Okay, so now I just need my... which one do I want to use? I need some sort of constructor line. So in the math... What do I need? I need in cable 6.67. So yeah, I'm going to divide that out by 8. So we'll use the new 8 pod. Mr. U. You, of course, will fit in nice. What happens if I hit the snap on? Anything? Or the blueprint snap? Yeah, see, the blueprint snap just doesn't know where to go. It does not like being inside another blueprint. But let's get the flow. So there's my in arrow. I've got in the blueprint a little bit extra that I shouldn't have. I'll have to delete that and go fix the blueprint someday. That can go through there. That's going to come through there. Only problem, actually, here's the thing, is that all the goodies are going to come out through there. They then need to go all the way down to there, come through there. Yeah, because I'd rather have the out facing that way, because they're going to split. Yeah, so what? Yeah, that'll work. No, that'll be fine. Okay, we'll do that. Let's just, again, make sure we're kind of centered in here comfortably. We don't have to use up and shove things through walls. I want to make sure I've got a little bit of walkway space. It's a little bit more open here. Maybe come back by 1. How does that look? Yep, I can get through all of the places. Alright, we can grab our power. I'll run that up to there. And then I'll tap into there. That should give everybody power now. So you are going to be cable, and you are in fact powered. Okay, so let's do some mathin'. So let's go 6.7 essentially. Divide that by 8 machines. So each machine will be running at 84%. Yes, I am rounding up because I'd rather have a little bit extra than a little bit too few. So we'll Control C. Yeah, Control pasting is not a big issue. At least with the blueprint. Alright. Pasty, 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 paste. And one more. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be the cable. Now we need to bring the cable up. So I think what I'll do is I'll go right through here. Let's see if I can't. Oh, I guess I could just stand on top of this splitter over here. That looks funny. I don't like that. Also still got a floating power pole. Can I make that look neater? Not really. Okay. Be nice if we could paint. We could color. Can we color? Yeah, see, we can't color wires. I'd like to color those into a much lighter color. Ooh, you know what? I just, you know, let's do one of those there. One of those there. We'll not do one of those there though, because that is going to get one of these. Like that. What is your height, good sir? We're gonna need grab one of these. Let's see, where are you? You're on the third, right at the ceiling. So if you're right at the third, right at the ceiling line, theoretically you should go to there. So that if I grab a belt, let's go in the right direction. So you gotta go that way. You should be horizontal and flat. You are not. I gotta come down by one. Come on. Oh, you won't fit. Okay, so what line am I on? I want to be on that line right there. So I want the bottom to be on that line there. So right like that. And then cut across. Is that horizontal? It feels like it's got a weird bow in it, so I'm going to make sure I'm on default mode. No, it is just an optical delusion. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now we are going to need a lift here. Which is going to go up by just a smidge, like that. I'm going to need a lift over on this side to go into right there. And one little... Yep. That is, of course, temporary. I am going to get rid of it in just a split second here. I just want to get the splitter in place. And there we go. So now I can pull this wall hole out of there. Everything's nicely concealed. That's fine. I know it's there, but I don't see it, so it's perfectly acceptable. And there we go. Okay, so that's going to now distribute the wire to either side. I would just have to bring the wire up to the top. So we'll bip out here. cut in through there. Wall hole is gonna go right about there. That gonna work? Pleases and thank yous. Yes, you are. Excellent. And then we can grab our lift. Up to here. And right there. And straight in. Let the distribution begin. Okay, taking the cable out of there, though. Call the elevator. So it used to be able to just walk into automatic doors. And up to the next floor. So getting the cable out, because I don't want to go and run into that. There's wire all the way down there. What am I going to do over in this building here? I must consult the plan. Alright, so looking at the plan, it's going to go into 4 assemblers. So I'm going to put 4 assemblers in there. And I'm also going to update, so let's have a quick look here. Hopefully I don't forget to turn this back to the game here. So I'm going to go into the planner here, and I'm going to change the input to saying I am now providing, of the cable, I am now providing the 200 that it requires. No. No. Oh my gosh, would you stop that? Like, oof. There we go. So, adapter control unit. Where's the automated wiring? Steel. Still got the steel ingots. I think I need to process that. There we go. So the automated wiring. Yeah, so I still got to do all of the modular frame factory. So I do have the heavy encased set up. Which I have to see how I got that set up. Then I've got my input cable in here. Okay, so that means I need the cable that's going to come down to this fella here. To make out the automated wiring. Again, just about did it. There we go. So that's going to be 4 assemblers in here. Again, I'm just kind of seeing how I'm going to have everything being organized. All my computers are, in fact, being done, right? I did got all that working last week. There should be a computer factory over here. Yes, it is, and it is chock full. Only 3.75? What does it look like I need 4? You know what? I'm going to have to pop a power crystal in there just to make sure you're getting 4 of these. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Hoi! So much to balance. Okay, so that's computers. That's all being done fine. So I'm going to change my inputs again. Again, I'm just trying to clean things up as I go along. So I'm going to go to and enter computer on my other side here. And I am, in fact, making 4 of those. No, no. Oh, sweet jeez Louise. Could you guys have not made things more difficult to work with? All right, what is that doing to my production? Okay, my silica circuit boards need to go into the adaptive control units. Am I dumping those into the adaptive control units? Circuit board is in the manufacturing. One more building over here. Where am I? What are you? Who are you? You're Quickwire. Okay. So you should be the adaptive control units. Yeah. You are getting all your circuit boards. So everybody's getting the circuit boards. Circuit board. So again, I'm just up to every time you kind of go off screen here, what I'm doing is I'm just updating my planner. For things that are already being fed in. That way it just simplifies kind of the visualization for it. So I'll show you what I mean here. Nope, not that one. That switch. There we go. Maybe I'm going to move that above. There we go. All right, so you can see there is that there's the computers being fed in. So the next thing is to do the heavy modular frames. So all of this is about feeding the heavy modular frames, but like I said, I got some blueprints set up for those. The cable's already being done. The quick wire stators still have to be manufactured, but I need steel pipe for that. All right, but the steel pipe and the assembler for the steel pipe and the assembler, these can be in a single building, which are then going to get shot off to these ones. So that's not a big deal because, again, I am bringing in my steel ingot. Mostly otherwise the steel is going to be flowing that way. I am going to have to, of course, set up iron processing, which won't be too hard because, again, we got blueprints and we can kind of squeeze things like the smelters and the constructors in together. Okay. Back into Satisfactory we go. Why am I in the scripting? I don't want to be in the console. All right. That's fine. That's fine. That's going okay. Let's, where are you? What are you doing over here? Well, looky there. There's my heavy modular frame. Steel beams are being produced. Steel beam, steel pipe. Okay, so all the steel stuff is coming in. All right, so that means I need a modular frame. Blueprint, which I'm pretty sure I have. This is all just to get one of the products that I'm going to need. I'm starting to kind of get a little bit concerned about when I need to bring in the next one, which means I'm probably going to have to kind of wrap around. That's one of the disadvantages about kind of using single story is that it fills up quick. So I am going to have to think about maybe a little bit more high-rise tower. Most of my blueprints are single story because, you know, again, pain in the ass of going up and down, right? But with the advent of the elevator, or the addition of the elevator, I have to start thinking I might have to start reworking some blueprints, make some new buildings that are a bit more stackable. So what I'll do is I'll probably then, yeah, actually, maybe I'll do like a modular high-rise for the modular engines. That actually works. Modular engines get the modular high-rise. So I'm going to have to kind of think up a new building strategy because this is filling an awful lot of space just to get the one product. And then I got a lot more space elevator products. Yeah, I've got a lot of real estate around here, but, you know, urban sprawl. Okay, so I need modular frames. So if we look in the blueprints, I should have a full line of that. So that's going to do 10 modular frames a minute. It's a complete encased building. Everything is going to go in there, and then it's going to pop out. Where are you going to pop out? Where do you pop out? No idea. Looks like down on the bottom there, but that's fine. So we're going to put you there. That's the ends. The main front door is kind of there. I do want you to go into there. Let's just do a little quick walk through the walls here. Okay, so that is... Okay, so I haven't really actually set up the out yet. So we'll just drop this into place. Because these are doing my modular frames. Okay, so what do I need to throw into you? So you're doing the reinforced iron plate. You're doing steel beams. You're doing needing steel beams. You're all kind of... Yeah, so steel beams. So, did I leave myself a note? 30 iron ingots, 71 steel ingots. So I just need the ingots. So I am feeding in from somewhere. Okay, yeah, so that's all the steel stuff up here. Why did you not look like... Why did I see a floor connection that didn't look like it was going through? Who are you and why? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to hook all of this nonsense up. Okay. So the modular frames... Oh, hey, look at that. I left little signs. Okay, so let's turn that off. So 7.5 modular frames need to go into that hole right there, which lines up with that right there. So we'll just grab ourselves the good old floor hole and we'll throw our belt across. Don't need a fast belt. I'm going to use a Mark II there. And you are the correct height. Yes, you are. Excellent. Okay, so what's going to be the best way to do this? Let's boost ourselves up a little bit. Let's get you to there. I'm going to test the limits of the straight function here. Yes. Perfect. Yes. That is exactly what I wanted. Thank you. Because now I can grab... I guess I'll just use a Mark II lift there. I'll fix the other one in a second. That comes down to there. We'll replace you. Grab our splitter. Grab our merger. Come on, snap into place. Really? Oh, bugger. Bugger, 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 bugger. Too close to the corner. Why? Okay, well, you know what? Screw you, man. I don't have to listen to you. Nuh-uh. I don't have to listen to you at all. And again, Mark II belt. There we go. Now we can grab our merger and have you snap into place. And then we can now feed you into there. Ha ha ha. Alright, I'm going to be making 10. I only need 7.5, so that is copacetic. Excellent. I need my steel ingots. Okay, who gets the iron? Who gets the steel? That's a damn good question. Nearly fell off the edge of the world there. Where is the stairs going how do I get to the stairs going up this way? Alright, let's grab up the stairs. Alright, who's doing what? You are making... Okay, so... That is clearly an alternate recipe. Alright, so does it really... Does it matter? Yes, it does matter, because where does the screws end up? Okay. So I need to identify where the steel ingots are going into. My steel ingots are going into steel beams. Steel beams are not there. Who's making the steel beams, guys? Uh-oh. Is there a problem with this factory? I believe I have screwed up slightly. Whoops. Uh-oh. Where are my steel beams supposed to go? Because this is throwing out steel plate. I don't remember how I did this. Oh, wait. No, you're all... Are you steel beam? No, you're steel screw. Which is feeding into there. Where's the iron plate coming in? Oh, this thing is so incomplete. Oh my goodness. Ah! What have I done to myself? Okay, so all the screws, yeah, screw, not screw. Screw. Because you need screws. Screw, because you need screws. Modular frames are coming from here. Because you need iron plate, which is what that's supposed to be. Okay, so that is what this is supposed to be. That's supposed to be iron plate. Okay, so that's my iron plate offline. I'm gonna have to move you over a little bit. Yep, this blueprint has got some got some flaws. It's incomplete is what it is. Whoops. Alright, so there we go. So that's gonna feed the iron plate. Wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. So that's gonna feed the iron plate into here. That's gonna feed the screws. Are going to also go into there. Okay. Run ourselves upstairs. What that means is I need a little bit of steel beam. I need... For the amount of screws that I am making... Looks like I need... in the old beams, because I'm not doing the encased over here, I just need to know reinforced iron plate. Heavy encased. How many screws? Okay, what recipe am I actually using downstairs? I might have a wee bit of a mismatch. So you need 56 screws. Oh, that's because I didn't use the right recipe. Bolted frames. Okay. So if I flip that, sorry, again, I'm just looking in my production calculator here. Where's my frames? Move you out of my way. Move you out of the way. So that's coming in. Reinforced iron plate. Bolted frame. So there's the screws. So how many steel beams do I need? I need 2. Okay, yeah, I've got room. Okay. Not a crisis, just an incomplete. So, sorry, I need to make sure you guys can see what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, so not a crisis. Like I said, looks like it is just incomplete. Let's get back upstairs here. That just means I need to, 1, fix this. Probably the easiest way to fix this is just to pull all of this out. So this is going to be steel plate. There's a lovely echo up here. My goodness, the sound design is good now. Use a Mark II. So, okay, I'm loving the sound. Like it's, yeah, it sounds like I'm in a glass encased warehouse. All right, okay, so that is going to bring up. So one of these is going to be the steel beams. And you know what? I need the space here, so I'm going to redo this again. What I'm going to do here is flip you around. Is that the right height? Nope, got to come down by 1. That should be the correct height. Yes, it is. Then we'll grab our belt into there. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. What if I do not the straight, but just the default? Will that give me... Not really. Okay, well, I'm going to have to do it this way. So what I'll have to do here is put in a merger line. And replace all these things. I should be doing this on the blueprint, but it is what it is now. Like that. And like that. And then I should be able to go across like that, and then that can go into... Oh, where am I? Can you make this corner, please? Yes, you can. Excellent. That'll go down into there. Let's make you a Mark II. And then we can remove you, and remove you, and we'll just use Mark IIs. Okay. You don't look like you're actually doing anything besides getting in the way. So what I'm going to do here is move you to there. Like that. Okay, yeah. Like, you can notice here is that even with the blueprints, building this shit really still just takes forever. Okay, so now I need to make my steel beams, which have to get down into this screw line. Where does this screw line flow from? So what direction are we going? We're coming from somewhere. Oh, see, that's the mistake I made. Yeah. Okay, I know what I did wrong now. I mixed up beams for ingots in the screws. Because if we look here, the screws are coming down from here. And then they're going that way. And ending up into there. So that is the beam line here. Whereas the iron ingots are feeding in from the outside. Okay, so this is supposed to be the steel. Yeah, so then that ingots go in, they get fed up. Right, okay, so that tells me that that is the steel ingot or iron ingot line. So let's go 11 per minute. I actually marked it. Okay, thank you. Ah! Fell off the edge of the world. Okay, so this is going to be the iron ingot. Let's get a sign formatting from you. So this is the other thing, of course, one of the things that they also improved on, besides the signs going up the right direction, is when you sample a sign, it carries everything over. So how many iron ingots do I need to feed into you? I need to feed... I am feeding 72 ingots. So you should actually be 72 per minute of iron ingot. Iron. Oop, cap lock is on. Don't need to yell. Iron ingot. And let's fix this. Ingot. Iron. Okay. Now, the steel ingot is, let's say, 100. It's 98.872, but actually, I'm going to go grab that steel. Less things to change then. So, steel ingot. Whee! There we go. And how many did I say I'm going to want? I'm going to want 98, so I was just going to round it up to 100. Yeah, we'll just say 100. Okay, so that's going to be those steel ingots. No, it's not, because I'm using the wrong iron plate. How many iron? Oh my goodness, everything's messed up in here, man. All of my numbers are wrong. Let's have a look in there. This is where I kind of... So that is going to be... Sorry, again, I'm just looking over on the other line here. So I'm looking at kind of what I had set up. for the heavy modular frame here. So if I say I'm not inputting in any of these guys, so we'll take you down to 0. There we go. I just want to see what that modular frame factory actually looks like. There's my bolted frame. So it looks like I need 2.5. No, let's do 0 on the heavies. 10 on the modulars, because that's what the modular factory is putting out right now. There we go. So that's what I need to do to make my modular frame. So how have I screwed it all up? Well, first thing is that I'm not using just the plain iron plate. I am using the steel cast plate. So the steel cast plate is why I'm only using 2 foundries. I only need 30 iron ingots for that, but I need 30 steel ingots for that. I have 40 steel ingots going off in that direction. Which also means, so I got screws going down there, screws going down there. Why did the numbers not lining up? Oh, because I'm doing 140 because of these guys here. I should be feeding 140. Yeah, 141. Okay. So you're feeding 140 into there. You're feeding 140 into there. So you can see here, again, we're doing 140 into there. Okay, I'm getting this under control-ish. So it actually, my input is only 70 steel ingots. For the amount of screws that I'm needing, what do I need? I need 5, 10, nope. Not, how the hell did I do that? Oh yeah, that's because I left a hole in the floor. What I actually need is 2.7. Wrong button. So we go 2.7 to whatever times 2. Oh, divided by times 2. So 5.5 for this. And then you need 4.8. So yeah, so like 10.92. And I need a total of 70 some odd ingots coming in for everybody of the steel ingots. So let's go 5.44, so we'll say 5.5. 5.5 plus, already forgotten what the number was, 4.8 plus 4.8, which is 10.3. So yeah, okay, good. I'm figuring the math out. Now, that means to make the necessary 10 and a bit. How many I love the sound up here. How many constructors do I need? So the steel beams are going to come up here. I'm going to have to do a little bit of redirecting. So if I put you
Hard
right
at
there.
work, I see.
Yes, I am, Ada. Shut up. That is making me 15. Oh, perfect. And if I reduce you down to 11, I can get away with the one machine. Yay! Okay. All right. Oof, we're getting there. Again, this should have I should be doing all of this on the blueprinter, but I didn't, and I'm not, so F it. Okay. So that means when my steel beams come in, so that's the iron beams, they need to go into this input here. And whatever is happening here, we're not splitting off from there. We're not coming in through here. So this is the steel line here. I should be coming up through the floor. Yeah, I'm going to have to move that. So we'll come up through the floor. Yeah. Let's say somewhere like right there. I'm not going to put it along the center line because that's going to have that stupid arm sticking out the side. I am going to nudge it over a little bit though. Like that. Okay, so the steel beams are going to come up through here. The constructor is going to be right along here. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Maybe just a titch more. Like that. So that I can bring and lift to that height. Which means I can bring a lift to that height. Yes, that height. We can stretch a belt across. Again, I only probably need a Mark II. Get the splitter. Ooh, that actually nicely snapped. Yeah, that actually... I'm going to replace you just to make sure everything actually is tied together. Then I can grab you. And send some ingots that away. Okay, so ingots are going to come up through there. They're going to go into here. They're going to get turned into steel beams. And then they're also going to go through there and they're going to get turned into these foundries into steel plate. Perfect. Okay, so the steel beams, you are set up correctly. No, you're not. Let's get your steel beamness set up. I'm going to leave you at 15. Again, I don't mind having a few extra. So your steel beamedness is going to come through. Let me just make a marker point here. Oh, actually, I can use that. Because, yeah, these guys kind of cross each other. So you go to there, you go to there. I can then grab a lift. You just lovely snapped it down into place. Perfect. You can patch the hole. And now getting from across, not really a big deal. Just grab a Mark II belt. We'll go to, find a place to stand that's not moving. So you're at that height. I'm gonna need to skip over you, so we'll go up by 1 more 2, which means we are right about there. I'm gonna have to leave you down low a little bit, but actually that should be okay because I'm gonna use the straight like that, because the straight will give me just a nice little bit of a zippy. Actually, you know what? Maybe I don't need to make you that height. Let's maybe I don't. Let's make it a little less obvious. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just make it a little less obvious. So again, I grab Mark II. That's the same height. I go by one more little titch. That actually looks like it's at the right height. Oh, perfect. And like that. Oh, look it! Perfect! Like it was meant to be. Okay, let's get some power onto this guy. Oh, power pole right there. Where's your power pickup? Right there. Perfect. We'll just put that to there. Okay. You're a window, right? You're not a hole in the wall? Nope, you are a hole in the wall. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, so beams are being produced, then they're getting sent down, and then they're feeding into the screws. That's good. I got, yeah, okay. So now I just need to start bringing ingots in. I should really fill in this corner. Because I don't know how many times I've now nearly fallen to my doom. Because we're going to start setting up iron processing down that way. And we just need to hit the old Foundation Street crossing. And we'll nudge you over by one. There we go. Nope. Ah! Oh, shoot. Didn't mean to build that. There we go. Let's fill in that. Okay. Alright, so, that means... How many steel ingots was it, actually? Well, it looks like 70. 30. Yeah, no, that's fine. We'll just say that. Okay, let's find some steel ingots to shift over there. I'm pretty sure I have some right here. I do indeed. So I'm gonna need to go around the old pillar. Miller pillar stiller. I want it to be nice and neat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to put my floor hole right there. Again, that is just temporary as a guide. So I can do that. Then I can grab that and pop you up to there. There we go. All right. And down we go. So these steel beams need to get to there, or steel ingots. I'm going to do is break that connection. We'll carry you and aim you down range. Actually, no, we're going to just kind of get past. Looks like I might have to switch it to default. Just so I can get past, and then I can grab a splitter. That'll snap into place, and then across like that. Okay. And over here, we put in our lift. We use the straight functionality, and let's use the Mark III or 4 there. You don't reach. That's fine. We'll go to there, and then I can go to there. So that gets me my steel ingots. Okay, now I need my iron ingots. I'm gonna need to make some stators and stuff as well. So I'm going to need a floor for that. I think what I'll do is I'll put the, yeah, I'm going to tap into that. So I'm going to put the steel ingots down over there, leaving this kind of space open for other stuff. Because my ingot factories do stack relatively well. Now, this is a bit of a pain in the neck, but it is only just that feeding up, so I should be okay. Let's just see what happens. So grab that, make sure I'm on blueprint snap. There we go. Where's my edge? There's my edge. Let's nudge it over to there. How does that function? Yeah, see, it's not bad. I could still... Yeah, I could still get up and into there. That's okay. That's, you know, it's not great, but it is a function of the terrain around here. It's what you have to accept, is that this is not a flat area. It's got some funky business going on. You're just going to have to deal. Okay, I'm just going to have to deal. There we go. Okay, so that's going to now be not there yet. Hang on, sorry. Oh, what is going on here? Something is funny here. No, okay, no, I just did that. Okay, that's fine. Okay. No, that's all cool. It's all good. We can put that there. All right, let's, nope, still laying some infrastructure in. Again, I'll just sample the old blueprint there. We'll flip you around. We'll scoot you over. We'll grab our street crossing. I'm going to snap the street crossing there, but I'm going to nudge you to there. Now I can grab you, fill you in. Nope, I don't want vertical. I want zoop. Thank you. Oh, come on. There we go. Mr. Hog, you might want to think about relocating in the very, very near future, because otherwise things are about to get very uncomfortable for you. Okay. How much iron do I need? Sweet bugger all for this particular bit, but I'm going to need a bunch more for other stuff. I'm just again looking at my production. Yeah, I'm going to need just... so I'm just going to set up a single floor for now. And then I'll kind of keep the numbers going. So blueprints, smelting, iron smelter. How many was that coming out of that iron smelter? 240 ore in, which means 240 ingots out. All right. And where's the ingots coming in and out? Does it really matter much? Yeah, it kind of does. I kind of want to keep the ingots moving. So what that is, if I'm recalling correctly, yeah, see that? That's the feed in. These two yeah, and that's the out. Okay, so that's fine. Yes. Okay, so the way the blueprint over here is that's whatever is going to come out comes out. This is for whatever's up top will then drop down into here, which will then join up whatever that exit is. That's how that works. Okay. Is this my... What are you? What are you? I forgot already what you are. Oh, you're my wire factory. You're an empty building. Why are you an empty building? Who are you? What am I doing with you? Modular frame is over here. You're not powered yet. I should probably get some power going into you. So we'll grab you and we'll drop you in so you're actually sitting on the ground. Because vertical nudge. There we go. Put you in this intersection. Nope. Come on, snap over. There you go. Put you there. And there we go. Okay. Where do I want to plug you in? And where do you get plugged in? Do I have a place for you to plug in yet? So if we look at all the little power wires, you're going upstairs. You're not really doing anything down here. We can get around here. Let's run upstairs. I think I figured out what that mystery power pole was. Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure I know what that mystery power pole was now. That was for that. Awkward! I'm not going to set up an elevator here. So instead... something. Instead, what I'm going to do here is I'll take you up to the ceiling, but not through that. So we'll go to, just go over there. You go to there. I'll grab a double wall outlet. Nope. One of them. To there. And plug you into there. Okay. Can drop through there now. Get rid of this, and let's plug the floor. Where were you? You were right in here. So you're on that line. So that was this line here. Okay. Okay, let's put you in through there. We'll connect you up. Okay, let's grab you, and there we go. That. And then that can go on to that. Alright. Let's head back outside. I'm just going to grab a wire. If I have to change it up, I will. Okay, let's put you there. I mean, I could use one of my double light standards, but I'm not going to for right now. Oh, yeah. That should go and connect the bottom floor to connect the top floor. Why are you doing nothing? Probably because I'm not powering you for some reason. Yeah, you're not turned on. And probably because I need to connect you. Where are we going to connect you from? I guess we're going to connect you from you. And you guys are powered. Okay, good. Boy, what else we got going? Okay, so now I need to get these iron ingots done. Still don't know why I have an empty building over there. I obviously put it there for some reason. Don't remember what it was. Why did I put you there? I remember. Because that's where I was going to put the cable and then decided not to. So I'm going to remove... Don't crash on me. So I'm going to remove that for now. And I'll save this space for something else. Hey, Mr. Bird. Okay. Now that I've gotten that out of my head, I can move on. Hey, Mr. Hogs. Where'd you get to? Hello. Oh, I hear you. There you are. Hey, can you catch this? How about those? Good job. You good at catching. You got any friends with you? No? Oh, that's sad. Yeah, so you still need to do in the encased beams as well, and that's going to be where the limestone is going to come from. Hey, is that a purple slug up there? Why, yes it is. We're not going to worry about that. Okay, so I need to bring a wall down just so I can measure. I'm going to use the concrete wall that I have hiding here, and we'll zoop you down. And you line up quite nicely, actually. Excellent. Because we're going to do out to there. Hopefully that's low enough. Yeah, that should be low enough. It should still, the miner should still grab the node. You're going to go to there. You're going to go to there. Let's get rid of you guys. Because I'm going to grab one of my mining huts. I need just a place to perch myself. I need to do some explosives. Come on, let's do some ground clearing here. Oh, I like that little scorch marks there. Those are lovely. Okay, mining hut. There you are. So I'm going to put the mining hut... Actually, what I should do is I should put the miner first. Missing two... Oh, why am I flying all the way over there? Let's just put up a temporary workshop right here. Grab two portable miners. Oop, one more. Let's make... I'm going to need the limestone anyway, so I'll make 4. Whilst I have it here. And then we can get rid of you. Okay. And let's hide that. Let's grab our miner now. And you're going to sit right there. Yeah, so we're going to put you facing that away. Of course, you center in awfully. doing on the world grid anyway? Yeah, see, I'm off by half on the world grid here. That's interesting. Otherwise, I'm bang on. I'm exactly half off, aren't I? Let me grab a half foundation. I want to just kind of... Yeah, look at that. I'm exactly half off. Do I want to do anything about that? The height is perfect. Yeah, I think just because of the hut. Yeah, half and half. Okay, that's interesting. So we'll bring this to there. Gonna remove you and you. Oop, a little piece of wall hanging out back there. Get rid of that. Get rid of you guys. You can go bye-bye now. Thank you for your service. And there we go. And there we go. There, that should be a nice little bit cleaner. Oh, and just enough height not to be awkward. Perfect. Alright, let me get my mining hut. So, back into the blueprint. Mining hut. Front of hut, mining hut there. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Probably should make one of these days a smaller variant. If I cared. Anyway, we'll put that there. And then to feed into this, we are going to put where do you line up? You're lined up there, which is just right there, so that's fine. It was saving. Let's get back into the menu and grab our floor hole. So you should be aligning probably right about there. And that should give me enough for my lift to drop down. I could. Huh. That's interesting. That is kind of interesting. Can I make this work? Look at that. Sure, why not? Let's try that. Let's just run with this. So if I then put you to there, are you far enough away that the belt, if I put you on normal, no, you don't quite want to fit. So why do we try, or why don't we try? Why do we even try, man? What about if I go like this? You guys are on the same height still. Yes, yes. Can I make the corner? Yes, I can. Look at that! Yay! Lovely, 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 lovely. Alrighty. Okay, now I just need some power down in this sucker. Where is your power connection? It is hiding right back there. I can plug you into the front there, but I gotta get the power underneath. What is the best way for me to do that? Do I have... So I've got a power line down here, all the way down here. I've got the building's power connection right. I've got multiple building connections right here. Oh, right, because you're going into a power switch. Let's turn you on, even though you got no power. So that's power in. We're going to come around from the back side here. This, again, is just feels just very awkward. Yeah, it does feel very awkward. I guess we'll just bring the power pole light stands again. I'll use the quad light. Way down here. And we'll just drop it down the intersections here. That there. Yeah, a little easier to work when I'm not using the grid snap. Where do you want to snap? Yeah, so you want to snap there. Okay. That's the center line. That is my center line. And I'm going to use a 2 light stand. Yeah, we'll come in by 1. Now we'll keep it on the edge. Put it there. So now I grab this power wire. What's about the halfway mark is there. Yep, that's the halfway mark. Because then we're going to connect you. Then we'll connect you. You. And finally, save complete. What is the problem here? Oh, you're full. Why are you full? Okay, I guess I'll just take it off of you, and I'll throw it onto you. There we go. And we can see I have got power flowing in from there. Excellent. Okay, so iron still not flowing up because I got to get power to drop down. Probably the best way to do that is to grab this, put you right there, drop down to here. There's a damn ass pillar in the way. Sorry, pillar, you gotta go. Grab our wall outlet. See if I can't figure out where the center is. Right there and right there. As we connect you to you. We grab you to I am going to use this power pole. Is there, can I get through there? Yes, I can. Okay. So again, we'll grab a wall outlet. Bit of a tight squeeze. Ooh, I'm gonna cheat a little. I wonder, do I do the cheat? I think I will. No one will ever see it. cheat being I grab you. Actually, oh, the jump on the Blade Runners can be sometimes quite vigorous. Okay, so I'm going to connect there. We'll just push you through the roof into there. Yeah, so it's not really visible. And then, oops, I guess I gotta grab that line again, because I need to connect you to you. Okay. You're not connected. You go into there. And yes, you are grinding. Okay. I guess I'll grab the 2 light stand here and just connect you up. Like that. Okay. So, ingots. Ingots are going to come up anywhere along this line here, to be honest. Because they're coming up there now, which is kind of on the opposite side they theoretically are supposed to. But I'm going to just find a center line right here. Grab a floor hole. Let's just see where you're lined up. Ooh, nope. Oh, yes. Yes, that actually will... Well, that'll work just fine. Because we can get you to snap into there. Excellent. Okay. Out the door. Down the stairs. Can be nice when I have the new PC, because this thing is starting to stutter. And we'll go straight. And there we go. That is now... All of my iron ingots should be flowing. I can hear the miner going. And that means I should be getting some ingots. Yep. I can hear machineries firing up. So very, very noisy machineries. Okay, so iron ingots need to be delivered now. And they're going to get delivered over to here. Which means we need to fill in some streets. Let's get on blueprint. Oh, come on. Let me step over. Fine, I'll do it from the ground floor. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely getting some stuttering going on here. But that's fine. There we go. Okay, just so I have a kind of a clean underpath to go along. Let's grab you. I'm gonna fill you in. Grab you. Yes, I know, I'm in the way. So there. Alrighty, and I need to blow some trees up. That didn't work at all. Who is this tree? And why will you not disappear? Thank you. Goodness gracious me. Yeah, this is actually usually where I set up my hub. That little spot right here, because it's got kind of a nice little overlook, and it always felt like a much more bigger stair climb. Really is a matter of perspective. Okay, so where's my iron ingots coming out of? They're coming out of somewhere over here. I don't actually have to come outside the building. Yes, hello. All I really need to do is come down to here. Okay, let's get that to there. Nudgy nudgy. Yes, nudgy nudgy. Nudgy nudgy? No, nudgy nudgy. And even if I put another tower, it'll still feed into there and come out there. Yep, everything's just fine. You go in the other direction. And I even heard the little happy click. Look at you, full of ingots. So I need me ingots to just start moving down. Pretty much just pull them in a straight line down that way. And the nice thing is that there really shouldn't be, whoops, let's get Mark IV belt back. There shouldn't be too much in my way to do so. So we'll just stretch you out. I mean, I'll just run this whole belt right into the frames factory. Because pretty much most everything else is going to be on that side of everything else. And we're going to come through here. And then come in right beside... Actually, I should go have a quick look to see where you're supposed to be coming down. Because I have a funny feeling I'm going to have to... Yeah, I think I'm going to have to wrap around a bit. Because... Yeah, you're on that side. Yes, thank you. It's been 2 hours. Yeah, I'm going to do the same kind of tuck around. So we'll do a sample there. I don't know where you need to line up. Nope, come over one more. Like that. And like that. And then we'll bring you up to... And reverse you. There we go. And I heard the ping. The click, the whatever sound that happens to be. That shows that you guys are actually connected. Okay, so now we can start heading back down this way. Okay, and then we'll just go to the center line here. Grab you from here to there. And to there. Now, how is that functioning? You seem to be crawling. But then again, you only need 240. There could be a 240 somewhere upstairs, but you know what? I just want to run upstairs, check the machines. Why is the steel ingots not going in? What happened to my steel ingots? Thought I had all this figured out. Steel ingots aren't coming up through here. Why not? Steel ingots are there. Steel ingots are there. Oh. That is the problem. Oops. There we go. Okay. So now... There we go. Okay, so that has got... There go the plates. Okay, good. That's got that going. That also should mean at some point I should start seeing stuff showing up in here. You're all doing your screwy things. No, why not? Okay, you have a beam. Yeah, there we go. Here come the steel beams. Oh, so very slowly. Why did you skip you? Oh, you are machining. Okay, no, you are working. There we go. Okay. Okay, there are the screws. Now I just need for these reinforced plates. But the machine is working. There come the reinforced plates. A few more. You're making 15 reinforced plates. How many do I need? 15 exactly. So yeah, it's going to take a second for it to catch up. That's fine. And what are you again? You are the modular engine. I don't care about you right now. You're going to be my headache for next week. Maybe, yeah. And a heavy modular frame. So the heavy modular frames are right here. Which still needs concrete encased beams. Okay, so have I actually started sending over the modular frames? No. Yes? No? They're going out that window there. Or above that window. They're going into... No, that's... Yeah, right, okay, so they're going in through here. So they theoretically should be already connected. Yes, there they go. And then you're getting distributed. And yeah, you are getting dumped into here. Alright, good. Good. Steel pipe is all in here. I just need to... Steel beam. Where's the steel beam going? That should be going upstairs to where I have the encased. Yes, so these should all be encased. What are you? Yep. Okay, so I just need to get limestone up here now, and that would fix and get my heavy modular frames going. Because that's all you need now. Okay, good. Let's get the limestone. And then we can at least say that we got this piece of the puzzle working. Not all of it, but we're getting there. Okay, so... kind of an awkward location. Anytime now. Anytime now. There we go. Okay, so let's grab a foundation. I'm going to use the 2 meter. Let's put you there. And we'll go 3 across there, then we'll go down to there. Oh, you might be just a little bit too low for my liking. So let's try this again. Okay. That is a 2-meter foundation. Let's try it over here. Of course, the question being is, will the miner still snap to the node? And the question is, will the miner? The answer is yes. Yes, it will. And it's not in any way, shape, or form centered, but that's okay. Alright, let's grab the mining hut. And the blueprint. The mining hut. Flip you around. Yep, that's the front. And again, nudgy nudgy. I love the infinite nudge. And we'll more or less center you up. Actually, yeah, what it will do here is we'll center you to you. So something like that. Come back a little bit, like there we go. Okay, so that should be centered to the miner. The foundations are not anyway to the miner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these foundations out. Like that. Oh, I love the echo. Because then I can just go across like that, and these will then be relined up. And everything will look nice and clean. There we go. Lovely. Okay, now we have a bit of a weird step-off point here, so I'll just extend that out for a second. Now we just have to move the limestone over to there. What is going to be the least ugly way of doing that? Huh. It is going to be the least ugly way of doing that. Because I don't want to get in the way of any other mining nodes over there. I kind of want to turn and go that way. What do I have? Did I bring in any kind of causeways or anything? Light panels, concrete, street foundations. No, these are all... And I guess what I'll do is throw a line in that direction until I line up with the building. Like that. Keeping in mind that all of this stuff isn't quite on the world grid. So we'll come back by there. And then I'll just use a half foundation here. Sorry, I just had to check if I was using the 2 meters or the 1 meters. There we go. So we'll put a half foundation to there. I'll grab frame window. And we'll just run you down to here. Fill you in. Grab a concrete Why do I have so many things in this ugly purple color? I just clued in that all my mining huts look like crap. What bloody purple color is that? Like, seriously, what freaking color are you? Gross. Why did I do that? I must have thought I liked it at one point. I don't like it anymore. I am going to have to do a something about set. Okay, so let's just not worry about it for now. Huh. Sorry, kind of in thought here. Microphone hasn't cut out. Just trying to figure out how I want to do this. Try to make it look at least not completely trash. Where are my angled walls? There they are. So we grab one of these. 1 meter. Turn Zoop off because for whatever reason Zoop just goes in a straight line, which is silly. And then we do that over there, that there, and that there. Okay, I'm going to grab my customizer here and I'm going to change all of these walls to concrete just because they'll look better. I'm getting a little bit of weird kind of color yuck going through there. And then we can bring... Actually, yeah, we'll bring the asphalt or the limestone. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is going to work. Okay, so we'll just now plug the wall here. Again, we'll just put some shorties. Yeah, that'll do. We grab ourselves... Nope. We need to get back to main. So now we grab a floor hole. To there. And we put you there. Grab some windows. We'll finish closing this off. Now, how do I want to deal with here? And what I'm going to use is I think I'm going to do a beam thing. So if I grab a painted beam here, drop you into there, go to free mode. Actually, I'll take it even more so. To there, because now we'll go back to our wall section. I'll grab myself one of these guys. We'll put in an actual wall and drop it down by 1. Like that. Grab one of these guys and we'll put the door there. Now we can get rid of the beam here. Grab some window. Go back to our beams. Round concrete. Yay! Can I move you in just small amounts? Yes, I can. And let's go back to Oh, you're not at the right height. You're at a weird height. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna do you like this. Grab the foundation. I mean, a beam is a beam. Grab a 1 meter foundation. Nudge you around to there. Sure. Not sure how I'm going to do the roof for this, but one problem at a time. Okay, so now you're there. What happens if I drop you down? You go down too far into the floor? I think you do. So if I come back up, there we go.
Your tastes are something.
Oh, shut up. You're lucky you're getting walls, lady. Quite frankly, you're lucky you're getting walls. Okay, that should be enough that I can now. So guys, I'm like the development team is in any way, shape, or form listening to my videos, but half walls. Half walls next, please. I'm just going to use beams again here. Oh man, it doesn't really fit well in there, does it? What other beams have I got? Can I use just these guys? Not really. There's a bit of an air gap there. You know, this clever idea is not really working out so well, so screw it. Yeah, I guess we'll just... Sorry, Mr. Beam. You're just not working out for me there. Or the rest of it's not working out well for me. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do... I have no idea what I'm doing. What are my buttons am I pushing and why? I want that, because I'm going to go like that. Because then I'm going to take you two out of here. Yeah, I am totally making it up on the fly here. Can you tell? That should be roughly in position for that, and then let's grab our belts. I'll take you to a little bit of more height. Is that gonna work? Can I move? Can I nudge you? Yes, I can. Okay. Except you're going in the total wrong direction, so we'll have to do a belt again, but I got the mount. I'm going to use curve. No, I'm not. I'm going to use this stuff here. And in fact, if I go up by 2, that's the right height for that. So if I grab my belt and go across to here, use straight. Did I put you too far away from the wall? What are you? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're just a little bit too far from the wall. So instead, we're going to get 1, 2, 3 right there. grab our belt. So there. Put one too many up there. Ooh, things are getting a little bit, There we go. Okay, that'll work. Still have to now decide how I'm going to get power back up here, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about that right now. I am instead just going to get a lift in. Get that hooked up. These little frame hiccups are killing me. Hopefully, once we get the new machine running, and then, yeah, I can run power. Yes. Yes, I can. Yes, this will work. We go like this. We go like this. We go like this. We go like this. Like that. What am I going to do once I hit the corner? I don't know. I really don't know. What do we have for corner pieces? Hell if I know. Oh, look, we have inner corner pieces. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm going to use a glass ceiling. Can I get you to drop down? No, because I need to put the actual roof segments in first. Like this. Oh, where's my zoop? I want my zoop. No zoop for you. Not a big fan of the show, but you know what? Can still pull some quotes. And for those who don't know, Seinfeld. Honestly, couldn't stand the show. I really can't stand shows about just awful people, and they're not making fun of them, they're glorifying. They think they're making fun of them, they're not. Actually, I didn't mean to go this far. I'm gonna do... Oh man, I kind of thought for... Yeah, this is not... You know what? No, I'm gonna leave it as a decorative thing. Yeah, like that. Grab one of these. That can go like that. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. It's like a little rain catcher right there. Okay, now I have to run some power lines through, but fortunately I've got this little hidden fella right there. So I just need to punch a hole in through the wall here, and we'll do that right there. It's going to need to come down a little bit as well. I guess I should be, if I'm trying to use my shortcuts, I should be on the right place. Let's make sure you go down to there. You actually don't need to be one of those. You need to be just one of these. Like that. That goes to there. You grab you, and you go to there. Alright. I need to get back inside. I don't really have exactly a lot of access here, but that's alright. We don't need a lot of access, I just need the right amount of access. I guess we can fill that in. And then we come through here. I guess we can take all of this nonsense out now. And just run that down to the end. And come back. Oh, that's a half wall. Oh, don't select walls you don't mean to select. Let's be careful about that selection, because that looks like it's sticking out. Yeah, it's sticking out too far. because that's a half a wall. So we need to come back this way and punch through. This away and punch through. I think that's probably coming down a little bit too low. I want to keep the belt up a little bit higher. Like, kind of right about... I don't know. Well, I'll worry about it when I'm bringing it back. For the meantime, what side do I want this wire to run? I want it to run this side. There. I'll take it up to there. And we'll run it down the high side here. Like that. We'll run it down through here. First things first. Again, we're going to have to put in a angled wall piece at the correct height, like so. And we'll go grab a double wall outlet for the wire to pass through. Grab our wire and into there. And then this should be just a matter of going. Yeah, we'll just go directly into there. And off they go. Okay. So that's 240. I'm gonna... Not sure how much concrete I'm gonna pull out of here, so just to be on the safe-ish side, I'm gonna double crystal it, drag it up to 480. That'll maximize this node for where I'm currently at until I can get me aluminum. Okay. Alright. Now, the belt, she is there. If we take one of these and we put you here, give you a little space, like so. We grab the belt coming from here and we use the curve method. We then can take you. Where do you line up? Let's go set your destination. Your final destination. Put you here. Boopity boopity. Bippity one back. There we go. No, just... Oh, fine. I'll remove that one. And then I can grab my lift. That goes to there. Oh my goodness, the little lag spikes are becoming quite annoying. Nothing that's, you know, breaking anything, just irritating as heck. Yeah, that's right. I said heck. Oh, come on. What do you mean you're not quite long enough? Oh, fine. There we go. Oh, just about there. And all of this just to get the heavy modular frames running. Yeah, I guess I could put some stairs and doors to get up there, but I'll do that. That'll live for date. There we go. So I got a nice little causeway that runs along here. You know, as much as it's... I liked it. Nope. Nope. Just nope. There we go. That's much cleaner. I'm going to leave that little bit as a bit of decorative just to kind of continue the line up to the top there. Alright, and now we can bring our limestone over to here. Yep, 230. Actually, yeah, kind of almost did need to increase that. Because if I need any more limestone out of there, I am going to need that little extra overhead, because this is using just, you know, an uncontained one. But there we go. Okay, then we can drop back downstairs. So the limestone is coming out through here. Okay, so we're gonna have to come down 1, 2, which is fine because that puts it at the height of one of these, like that, which works out just fine down here. Yeah, it looks like I should put that street in. Okay, so let's grab the street. Make sure I'm on blueprint so it snaps into place. Nope, that's not right. Let's make sure we're in a blueprint. That's fine there. Okay, yep, okay, okay. And then we just do our nudges. Like that. I'm just going to snap this one into place. And we'll just do our nudges. I'll fill the stuff in aft later. Right now, I just want to get this belt done. I want to get the at least the heavy modular frames up and running, and literally the last thing I need to do is run this limestone. So we'll grab our belt to there. And I'm definitely gonna, yeah, I'm gonna be doing some work off camera here. Namely to fix the modular factory. Why do I get the feeling you're too long? Yeah, maybe to get a kind of a start on the modular engines. Because this is, I'm sure, just riveting for you guys. At least I hope you're getting some enjoyment out of it. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to take this opportunity to extend a welcome to new subscribers. Hey guys, thanks a lot for joining in and subscribing to the channel. You know, hey, leave a comment, leave a like, depending on what video you're watching. Let me know what brought you to the channel. Was it the game stuff here, or is that, you know, or was it some of the VFX stuff? And my Wrath of Khan recreation is still getting the most views. So yeah, you know, just let me know what brought you here, man. Let me know what kind of things that you like, and everyone else, you know, comment. Tell me what you like to see more of. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing right. Let me know, because I'm doing it for you as well as doing it for me. Okay, that should now have my limestone coming all the way through, and hopefully, if I run into here now, I should hopefully eventually start seeing concrete drop down. Am I seeing concrete? Am I seeing concrete? I am seeing concrete. There we go. Concrete is now flowing in. So all of you guys are happy making my little bits of concrete. A whopping 60. Where are your steel beams? Why are your steel beams not feeding in? Where are your steel beams? Okay, so that's all the limestone. Steel beams should be coming up from the basement, or from the lower floor. Why are you not? Okay, you are definitely being made. Oh, okay. That's where? What? Why are you a smart splitter? You should just be a regular splitter. Come on. Okay, so the beams are going in there. The reason they weren't loading was because of that smart splitter. There we go. Okay, excellent. What are you? You're making concrete too? Good. You got lots and lots of limestone. Cranking out that concrete. Everyone's merging up. Excellent. Alright, so that should finally be my heavy modular frames, and they are indeed constructing. So all I need to do now is send them over to here. Adaptive control unit. Adaptive control unit. Where do we want to bring these belts in? Okay, so where am I going to take the stuff out? Oh, you do kind of line up. Kinda. I think, what's underneath? I should probably give myself a reference point by removing. Ah! I got lost. I don't know where I am. Where am I? Crap, where am I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it is a straight shot. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Where's my automated wire going to come in from? Oh, maybe that's what I'll do with that empty plot over there. Yeah, I guess we'll, I just want to get these guys feeding in. Get you. Right on that back edge here. That. And we'll send you into the machine. Send you into the machine. Run across the street. At some point, you're going to have to come out of here anyway, so might as well drop you down now. Alright, so you guys are going to go out through there. Then I need you. Where did you? There you are. Where's the other one? There is the other one. There is the other one. Okay, so we'll have to come down by a little bit extra. Like that. And like that. And like that. And then we'll just go the other direction like that. Yeah. Ooh, actually, you know what? I should be able to do this differently. Let's do it like that. Because then my belt... Oh. What if I use default? Will default work nicer? Yeah, default actually works nicer. It's a bit of a cheat. But... that's okay. Because I'm going to use... No. We're going to use the straight like that. Okay. Now the question is, just how long is it going to take for that heavy modular frame to feed across? Wow, this sounds are really crushing it. Like they sampled the weldings and all of the fun stuffs. Okay, so that means, oh, look at that. Heavy modular frame. Heavy modular frame. So the only thing I need left to do is to get my adaptive wiring in here. I am not going to do that right now. For now, I think we're going to call it here. I got the heavy modular frame in. It took me the full 3 freaking hours. Almost 3.5 hours. Oy vey. Even with the blueprints, it still takes a while. Now, granted, one of my blueprints is broken, so I'm going to go fix that. Sorry, I need to take a sip of the old coffee there. I might do the automated wire off camera. Let's pop in quickly into the calculator here again. So if we, again, I'm just looking at the adaptive control units, and we switch to our input. How many am I making of those heavy modular frames? Just again, just pure raw numbers. I am making 2 per minute. So if I set this to heavy modular frames at 2, stop that! Like, seriously, what is wrong with this stupid page now? Heavy modular frames. Like, how do you frickin' flip over there? Like, Jesus, bloody hell. Okay, so 2 heavy modular frames. Yeah, very irritating in there. So the automated wiring. I've got steel ingots. I've got quick wire. I need only a little bit of space to finish this one off. So 4 assemblers, 5 assemblers, I guess, because I need to make the quick wire stators. And then 1 constructor. How much will that fit in a 5x5 building? Which I'm going to do right in here. So I'm not going to do it right now. I am going to do it off camera here. What I just want to see is if I can even squeeze enough in here. And I'm thinking 2, 3, 4. How does that fit? Yeah, I can fit 4 in there. Yeah, I could actually get it all in this one building. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do here. Again, I am going to do that off camera. These are in the wrong place. But thanks, guys, for joining me. As always, Really appreciate you watching. I know that everyone does it, and it sounds kind of beggy and pathetic, but please leave a like on the video, share the video. Don't forget to hit the notification button if you want to see more of these videos, or want to see when they come out. But, you know, I try to keep a pretty regular schedule. Later today, we'll be dropping the finale of the Space Engineers series that I've been running with my buddy. So we finally are bringing that to a conclusion. That should be going out at 3 this afternoon, unless something horrible happens and I don't quite get it. But yeah, it will be this weekend, later today. For now, though, I think that's going to do it. We're just about, I'm going to, you know, just about there. I'm going to get the buildings put in there, and you know, I try not to do too much off camera, but there may be some things that can better be suited on camera, or off camera. You know, again, how exciting sometimes is it watching someone just running belts. But I appreciate always when you're watching. I appreciate those who stick with it till the end. I appreciate all of you guys out there. So until next week, I want you to, you know, stay safe, be good, and bye-bye.